So, what brought you to my work, and how did I help?
Man, this was wild. So I was doing a guest seminar at the local federal prison here in Miami,
Okay.
and these guys want to know about what's going on the outside, right? So they were asking me about my life and this and that. At that time, I was finalizing a divorce from my wife, the mother of my child,
Yeah.
and I was also involved with this woman that was turned out to be my one-itis, right? So I was describing the situation to the guys and saying, hey, in one breath she says that I'm the man of her dreams. I'm the man that her mom wished that she would have married, and her parents happen to love me, by the way. And all these things, I can't imagine my life without you, and blah 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 blah, all that stuff. But at the other time, she was contemplating reconciling with um, her husband. They were not divorced yet, but they were going to do that. And it's like this back and forth, right? So I was describing this to the guys, and they're like, "Listen," and one of them like, "Look, you need to check out Rich Cooper's book, The Unplugged Alpha, right away. Like this is,"
Who is
and he
this? An
didn't.
inmate?
One of the inmates.
I
One
didn't
of the
know my book
inmates.
ended up in jails. Interesting.
Yeah, and federal
Okay.
prison. Like these guys are hardcore. Like, but they they were like, look, you have to listen to this book. Like, please do this immediately tonight when you get home.
Hmm.
And so I'm like, all right, fine. I took a leap of faith, downloaded the book from Audible, and I was hooked. I was like, holy mackerel, man. Like, this is incredible stuff. Just going through the red flags chapter,
Hmm.
I started thinking about my soon to be ex-wife, and we are divorced now, and thinking about my one-itis, and I'm like, damn, they're lighting up like a Chinese communist parade, like you like to say.
Hmm.
And it was just really an aha moment. And then I started watching YouTube videos, and a couple of videos that stood out. March 15th, 2019, you did a video on a guy wrote you an email and why getting friend zone leads to heartbreak.
Right.
And I probably listened to that video 10 times straight because a lot of what that dude was going through, successful guy, apparently good looking. I think you checked out his social media. He had his looks in order, money in order, but a lot of what he was going through is what I was going through. So I was like, and you said in that video, like you really never had anything with this woman, and I was like,
Hmm.
damn, that was a revelation of mine. And then later on, you had a guy call in that you created a short of Mike Tyson, not the Mike Tyson, but another Mike Tyson, the travel
Yeah.
nurse. You remember that one?
I vaguely. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so this guy was describing his situation with his travel nurse girlfriend that they were on and off and this and that, and he just stopped at one point. He's like, "Man, I simped too much, Rich," and and I thought, damn, that was me. I was simping way too much to my one-itis.
Yeah.
And you said something very very important. You said, "Yeah, but you're not going to do it again," and the pain is there to teach you a lesson.
Yeah.
So, um, fast forward 2 years, I've definitely applied your lessons in the book. I've bought that book on Audible for so many other dudes and just, hey, here, use one of my credits. Boom. You need to listen to this. And the response every single time a guy's actually listened to it is like, holy, whatever. So,
Thank you.
yeah. And I'm currently in an LTR. She, I vetted her for 2 years, just about 2 years. It'll be 2 years like in 3 weeks. And zero of the red flags that I can see to this point. As you say, women have a right to change their mind at any time. But
Hmm.
I also hired a family law attorney who also consumes your content, so he's familiar with the message. He is designing an ironclad prenup. I've already told her she needs to hire an attorney of her own that I cannot recommend, and we will get legally married because it'll help her stay here in the United States.
Oh, where's
Um,
she from?
Venezuela.
Yeah. Okay.
And,
So you
and
got to go down
speaking of
that
that,
route for that.
yeah, and she actually has, because she's from a smaller town in Venezuela, where very traditional upbringing as far as gender roles, as far as values. She has displayed that. Again, behavior is everything.
Hmm.
Believe the behavior. She's displayed that over the past almost 2 years. Like she wants me to lead, right? and she definitely has genuine burning desire. Like you say, it hits me over the head like a frying pan continuously over the past 2 years. So life is good, man. And I tell you what, it would not be nearly as good if it wasn't for you and for your content that you've created over the past 10 years. And for Moff is doing an incredible job. I'm part of the 10% community.
Awesome.
So I really appreciate you guys, and thank you very much for changing my life and helping change the world, man. Thank you.
Where do you live again? In what state?
Miami.
Cool.
I'm in Florida. Yeah.
Cool. So I'll probably see you at one of the meetups at some point.
For sure.
Fist bump. Cheers, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Rich.
Have a good one. Take care.
You too.
Fucking A, man. It's great. I love hearing those stories. All right, let's give it to Connor over here. See what he's got for us. Connor, so what brought you to my stuff and how have I helped?
Hey, Rich. Can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear.
Awesome. Yeah, so first off, congrats on 10 years. I kind of was first introduced to you about 5 years ago. I was going through, tough time. In the process at that time, separation, which subsequently led to divorce. Shared the flight deck with a colleague of mine, and he said, "Hey, you need to check out this guy, Entrepreneurs in Cars."
Flight deck probably on what, a carrier or?
No, on a aircraft, on a plane.
Okay.
So a pilot.
Okay.
So we subsequently flew together
and pilots need to know these things because you're in control of the lives of hundreds of people too, right?
Yeah.
There's been stories of pilots that are like, "Fuck this, I'm checking out," and they take the whole plane and everybody with them, right?
It's not a good thing. So mental health is very important in our world, and this guy really helped me and put me on a path of your content and really trying to do I don't know if it's like a post-mortem on a cadaver of what was my marriage, and to really look back to see him and where I struggled, where I failed, where I could have done better.
Mm-hmm.
So really learning where I went wrong and where I, believed in the happy wife, happy life mindset. I'm going to sacrifice, my career, my beliefs in order for her to be successful. Really bit me the wrong way. So, this has changed my path. Very successful, have multiple jobs now, side hustles, income streams. I still listen to you for, I call it my manhood maintenance, just to kind of keep that mental, that masculine mindset, just to make sure I'm still doing what I'm supposed to do. So
good.
Anyway, just want to say thank you so much.
Thank you, man. I'm glad it was helpful. It's always great to hear these stories, how my books end up in people's hands. I wasn't expecting to hear another pilot passing to a pilot, or a guy that's, attending a inmate discussion and a guy that's in jail says, "Hey, you got to check this out."
I fly with a lot of other guys, and quite often we're in a confined space for hours, and
you get into
we'll chat.
Talks, I bet.
Absolutely. And quite often, you say, "Oh, like, getting married, you have this, do that." And guys are like, "Oh, well, I'm doing this, going through this." And I bring out the 19, the 20 red flags, and I say, "Hey, have a look at this." And I give them like 30 minutes to read it. And they're like, "Oh my God, like, cool. What have I done?" And so quite often they track down your book and whatnot. So
great. Thanks.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much,
brother.
Man.
Take care. Yeah, that's always great to hear the stories about how those books end up in your hands. And if you've read the book, guys, the greatest honor you could give me is go to Amazon and leave a written review and let other men know the value that you got out of the book and how it changed your life. That's how we get this word out. It's really the only way. I really hope you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full-length podcast, you can find that over here, that clip's from. If you're newer to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe over here, and pin down below in the top comment, you'll find a bunch of useful links to my website, my supplement line, books, and a bunch of other stuff. Have an amazing day. Peace out.